CB as shown in figure. You can note down this diagram. So I1 is the moment of inertia of the span. L1 is the length of the span here. And in this one, L2 is the length of the span for CB. All of you should note down these points. A and B are fixed supports, and C is a continuous support. Now, a moment A is applied, sorry, a moment M is applied at C, and it is required to know how much moment is distributed between spans AC and CB. A and B are fixed supports, and C is a continuous support. So this is a continuous support, either roller or hinged. A moment M is applied like this. A moment M is applied. Now with this moment, how the moment is distributed towards AC span as well as CB span, that we need to calculate. So this is the theorem number 2 we are discussing. Is my voice is louder?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So there is no problem, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, nice. I hope you are all following my class. You are not roaming on the roads only for the sake of attendance. You are not joining to my class only for the sake of attendance. I hope that you are not listening to this class. Just try to attend the classes only for the sake of subject only. Now in this, what I will do is I will consider M1 plus M2 is equal to M. I will tell you why I am writing this one. Write down here. Let this moment M be, let this moment M be decomposed let the moment M be decomposed and distributed as M1 to CA and M2 to CB. So this is the beam So this is the span. Now in this span, this is A, this is C, this is B. Now just in the same direction, M I am writing it as M1 plus M2. So this is M1 and this moment is M2. So now see here, what we are doing is, as M is acting at joint C, this is decomposed to as M1 and M2. So M1 is corresponding to CA span and M2 is corresponding to CB span. Now in the theorem number 1, what we have studied is when a moment is acting on one end of the beam. So when a moment, positive moment is acting, this positive moment at this support will create half of the moment. So carryover moment will be there in the same direction, that is called a distributed moment, which is M by 2. So as M1 is acting here at this point, so this will create here M1 by 2. And similarly, as M2 is acting at this point, this will create M2 by 2. So AC is span is L1 and ACB span is L2. Moment of inertia is I1 and this is I2. So that means here when M1 is acting a moment, and this will give you half of the moment to the far end. So for the fixed end, only understand here when there is only fixed support, then only there will be carryover moment will be there, which is half of the moment that is applied at the support. So I'm waiting for you people to draw this.
Completed, sir.
Yes, Saidarpan, let me wait for other people also, so that everybody can follow the class. I hope that at least you will be writing your structural analysis notes, not in the only one book. So for 6 subjects, I hope that you have not kept a single book. So that today I am explaining structural analysis, then structural engineering, one subject RCC you will write down, then so that means everything will be clumsy. So that I hope that you are not maintaining like that. Okay, now coming to this, we'll draw the bending moment diagram for this loading. So if you know, this is something like a beam with a moment of M1 by 2 here, and a beam which is a moment of M1 moment of M1. So just for your understanding, I am drawing once again here. So this, if I call it as RA, this if it is writing it as RB1, so your moment is M1 by 2 here, and this value is M1. So just write down what will be the value of RA plus RB1. Can anyone of you tell me what is this sigma Fy is equal to 0? RA plus RB1, what could be this value?
0. Yes, sir.
0.
0. Why? Because
No load.
as sigma
RA plus
Fy is equal to 0, there is no loading. So RA plus RB1 is equal to 0. RA plus RB1 is equal to 0. Now taking moment about A is equal to 0. When I am taking about A is equal to 0, this is your span L. So in this one, RB1 is there. So this RA, this is nothing but minus RB1 into L. If I call it as L1, I will write down L1 only, no problem. Plus moments are there, M1 plus M1 by 2 is equal to 0. So in this, RB1 is nothing but
Sir,
3m1 by, yes,
sir, అది RC1 అవుతుంది కదా సార్, RA1 RC1 అవుతుంది.
yeah, RC1. Yes. Yes. Yes, you are correct. So this is why, because our point is A as well as C we are considering. So this is C only, right? So you are considering span, this span only. So this is A, this is C. So sigma m about A is equal to 0. This is minus RC1 into L1 plus M1 plus M1 by 2. So which is 3M1 by 2 by L1. So RB1 value is 3M1 by 2L1, and RC1, sorry, RB1, not RB1, this is RC1. And whereas RA is equal to minus 3M1 by 2L1. So RA and RC1 are calculated. Now, similar way, you can also calculate RC2 as well as RB. Now, if I draw the bending moment diagram, here the value is at this point, the reaction force is minus 3 into M1 by 2L1. And here, if you draw the bending moment diagram, just see this one. You need to consider when you are drawing bending moment diagram at this point. So M1 by 2, it is creating hogging at the bottom portion. So this is negative. And in this one, RA reaction force into distance is 0. So the bending moment diagram just I am drawing here. I am not drawing the shear force diagram. I am drawing only the bending moment diagram. Like this it will be there. So this will be M1, this will be M1 by 2, and this is negative. So this is the bending moment diagram for one beam. Similarly, we can also draw for another beam. Now I will erase this part. I will draw for the beam. Okay, I will just move bottom. Okay, so for this part, I will draw the bending moment diagram. So drawing the bending moment diagram here. So this is, okay, this is M2 actually. Wait a second. There is a small correction here. So now in this, here M2, and this is M2 by 2. So this is how you will write down for, this is A point, this is C point, this is B point. So BMD, just note down this one. The bending moment diagram is drawn by considering AC and CB spans separately. AC spans and CB spans separately. Now we should understand what is the distance from here to here, and as well as what is the distance from here to here. So if you see this one, this is a triangle M1 by 2, this is M1. So if you see this one, this distance will be L1 by 3. Just you can say similar triangle principle. So from the similar triangle principles, you can write down this is 2L1 by 3. And this will be M2 is larger here. So this will become as 2L2 by 3. And this will be L2 by 3. So if you want me to explain how I got this, so simply what you have to do is, this is your beam. This is like this. So just see I am writing. So this is M2 by 2. This is M2. So this is minus, this is positive. Just forget about the sign. Just consider this as if this is X. So this one will become as L2 minus X. Why? Because total length is L2. So this will be L2 minus X. So using similar triangle principles, X by M2 by 2 is equal to X by M2 by 2 is equal to L2 minus X by M2. Just I am drawing. So this may be for your reference. It need not be noted. So just I am drawing this in the bottom part. So otherwise, okay. Okay, I can draw here. So X by M2 by 2. So now just do cross multiplication from here. M2 into X is equal to M2 by 2 into X. So you can understand here, I can simply cancel M value, M2 value. You can cancel this M2, M2 and M2. The remaining term is X is equal to L2 by 2 minus X by 2. So just do this one. X by 2 you can bring in this side. So this is 3X by 2 is equal to L2 by 2. And this 2 can also be cancelled. You can write down this as X is equal to L2 by 3. When X is equal to L2 by 3, L2 minus X is nothing but L2 minus L2 by 3, which is 2 L2 by 3. So that's why I have written this as, you can see. So this is 2L2 by 3, this is L2 by 3. So just using similar triangle principles, we can do this. Okay. So if you want, you can note it down. I will wait for 1 minute. So using similar triangle principles, once again, we can do that. So now note down, next continuation of this. As A and B supports are fixed, we know that A and B, just see your diagram. Here in the given diagram, A and B are fixed ends. When A and B are fixed ends, so when the A and B supports are fixed, the slope between A and B is 0. So A and B, the slope is 0. So if you remember, as per moment area method, so if you want to calculate the slope, then area of minimum M by A diagram, area of M by EI diagram, that will give you the theta. And delta is nothing but area moment of M by A diagram. Area, if you are not getting the point, then for example, you are having For example, this is a simple supported beam. For a simple supported beam which is having a point load here, corresponding to the point load, this is your bending moment diagram, and corresponding to this bending moment diagram, this is WL by 4 EI. So which you can call it as M by EI diagram. So this can be written as M by EI diagram. So in this M by EI diagram, I want to calculate what is the slope at this point, or what is the slope at this point. So if I want to calculate slope at this point, if I can take area of M by EI, so from this I will get what is the slope. Area moment is nothing but along with this area, I need to consider what is the CG of this entire area. So this is something like A1, and you can consider A into X bar, that is area moment. Now here I am talking regarding the slope only, I am not talking regarding the deflection. So that's why I need not consider, I will consider only in between A and B supports, the slopes are 0. So to get that one, hence area of M by EI is equal to 0. Here I am writing it as M by EI corresponding to A to B is equal to 0. Area of M by EI corresponding to A to B. Now is equal to 0. Now what I will do is, you know that this is your span, which is A, this is C, this is B. So A to C is one span, C to B is another span. So I will write down this one as area of M by EI corresponding to A to C plus area of M by EI corresponding to C to B is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. You should be more attentive to listen the classes. Why? Because I don't know whether you are getting my subject or not. So something like the attentiveness should be something like watching an IPL match or watching a movie. So with that much concentration, with that much keen, you have to listen the class. So you may ask me one question, sir, is it really that much interesting like a super over in the IPL match? If you can understand the subject, definitely it will be like that only. But the thing is, IPL match doesn't require any technical knowledge, only you can watch it. Okay, you should know whether the ball is 6 or 4. But here we should know the integration, differentiation, calculations, everything, maths, every subject and the basics of your structural analysis, everything is required. That's why you may not feel it interesting. But if you understand it, definitely it will be interesting only. Now coming to this, I will first of all calculate what is the area of M by EI diagram corresponding to AC. Then I will calculate for CB. Then we will add it and make it to 0. Now area of M by EI corresponding to A to C. Just go back to your bending moment diagram first of all. Just go back to your bending moment diagram. I will bring this bending moment diagram as I want this. So what I will do is, what we can do, yes, it can be copied. Wait a second. Control Z. Yes. So now see this one, see this diagram. In this, we have already drawn A to C only. First of all, consider C to B will consider later. I am writing only for area of M by EI diagram corresponding to A to C. So when I am writing this, now you see here one portion is there, which is we have already written. The length is this portion, length is L1 by 3, and this portion length is 2L1 by 3. And you know that the moment of inertia, of this one is I1, and this Young's modulus is called as E. Just remember once again, EI is called as, what is the term EI called? Can anyone of you tell me this?
Flexural rigidity.
Cultural rigidity, sir.
Yes. So EI call it as flexural rigidity, right? So EI is called as flexural rigidity. That is it means the strength. So this is similarly, another one is AE. So this is called as axial rigidity. Just for the sake of knowledge, I am saying AE is called as axial rigidity, and CJ or CN, J is nothing but here polar modulus, C is nothing but shear modulus, CJ we call it as torsional rigidity. Torsional rigidity. So now in this one, area of M by EI diagram with respect to A to C, I would like to calculate. So what is the negative portion here? It is there. So in this this area by which it is BMD, but we have to write down by EI. So when I am writing by EI, M by EI, so this will be E1 I1, and this will be M1 by E1 I1. So why? Because I have to write down M by EI diagram. So in this is negative minus. So this is a triangle, so half into L1 by 3 into M1 by 2 E1 I1. Just see this one. So this is the area I am writing. Under this area, L1 by 3 is base, M1 by 2 E1 I1 is your height. So half BH you will write down. Now coming to the next portion, plus this area is there, this you should be write down. So for this area, half 2 L1 by 3 into M1 by E1 I1. So this and this you can cancel. This term will be 1 by 3. This term will be, so you can write down this one as minus M1 L1 by 12 E1 I1 plus M1 L1 by 3 E1 I1. Now just tell me what is the simplification of this and what could be the value. So M1 L1 by, if you do simplification, minus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 3, that is 1 by 4. So M1 L1 by 4 E1 I1. Yes, any doubt from your side? Yes, 1 by 4 M1 L1 by E1 I1. Now after this I have to write down area of M by EI corresponding to C2B. C2B. So this is C2B. Here you know that this is E2 and length is L2. Moment of inertia is I2. So this is M2. Just once again, I am just erasing the remaining parts to not make it more confused. Here also I will delete it. Why? Because I am only interested in second span, CB span. So this is the area negative minus, which is half. So you know that this length is nothing but 2L2 by 3, and this length is L2 by 3. So minus half M2 by E2 I2 into 2L2 by 3 plus half M2. So what is this value here? M2 by 2. This term is M2 by 2. So M2 by 2 into E2 I2. So you know that M by EI. So this will be E2 I2. So this term will be E2 I2, and this term will be M2 by E2 I2 into length is, what is the length? L2 by 3. So simplify this. So this can also be, this is this one, minus m2 into L2 by 3 E2 into I2 plus m2 into L2 by 12 E2 into I2. So which is nothing but minus m2 into L2 by 4 E2 I2. So this is the area of M by EI of C2B. C2B. Is it over? So just come back to this one, first one. So in this, what we have written, area of M by EI from A to C to C to B, both summation is equal to 0. So if I write down that, so this is the first one, M1 into L1 by 4 E1 I1 minus M2 into L2 by 4 E2 I2 is equal to 0. Yes or not? So that is equal to 0. Now in this, here generally see here your span is there like this. This is A, this is C, this is B. So the material will be the same. When the material is the same, Young's modulus will be the same. When the material is the same, you can say that Young's modulus is the same. That is, there is no change in the modulus of elasticity. So that's why E1 is equal to E2 is equal to E in general. Why? Because we will take either concrete structure or individual steel structure. So then this will be modified as M1 L1 by 4 E into I1 minus M2 into L2 by 4 E into I2 is equal to 0. Now just see here, we will bring one term that is called as I1 by L1 is called as K1. We're bringing here one term that is called as I1 by L1 is called as K1. I2 by L2 is equal to K2. Write down this. So these K1 and K2 are called as relative stiffness. So here the relative stiffness is nothing but K1 and K2. What I am doing is, here we will write down this as I1 by L1 is written as K1, which is relative stiffness. I2 by L2 is called as K2, which is another relative stiffness for the beams AC and CB respectively. So write down. Here writing K1 is equal to I1 by L1, K2 is I2 by L2. Just below of this, write down as where K1 and K2 are relative stiffness of spans AC and CB. AC and CB respectively. So this will be M1 by 4E. Just see this one. I1, what does it will become? So this term, entire term I1 by L1, we will consider this as K1 minus M2 into 4E into this will be considered as K2 is equal to 0. So you already know 1 by 4e, this 1 by 4e, I can make it to 0, and this can be written as m1 by k1 is equal to m2 by k2. m1 by k1 is equal to m2 by k2. So in this, just m1 by m2 is equal to k1 by k2. Keep it like that. m1 by m2 is equal to k1 by k2. Rohit, 147. Are you there, Rohit? Uday, 148.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it clear? Are you following the class?
Yes, sir. I'm following.
Ajay Kant?
Sir.
Okay, kada?
Okay, sir.
Right. Rohit, are you there? Okay. So m1 by m2 is equal to k1 by k2. Now in this, we know that in the first step we have written m1 plus m2 is equal to capital M. So you know the first one, m1 plus m2 is equal to m. In this, what I will do is m1 plus, instead of m2, I will write down from here, just see this one, from here, instead of m2, this can also be written as m2 is equal to m1 into k2 by k1. Yes or not? We can also write down like this. So I will substitute this m2 as m1 into k2 by k1 is equal to m. So in this, now calculate m1. So m1 into k1 plus k2 by k1 is equal to m. So if you do simplification, m1 is equal to, just I am doing the LCM, that's it. So k1, this is LCM is k1, so k1 plus k2 by k1. So m1 is equal to cross multiplication m into k1 by k1 plus k2. m1 is equal to m into k1 by k1 plus k2. So in this, just understand, that means what does it indicate? Why we are doing this much and what we are going to prove? Just if you are done with this, I will tell you the next one. Similarly, m2 is equal to m into, instead of k1 you will get it as k2 by k1 plus k2. So just understand what is the significance of this equations m1 and m2. We'll try to understand that first. So your continuous beam is there, which is one end is fixed. This is continuous support. This is there. So in this, when you are applying a moment and this moment is contributing, that means this is distributed like this. So we are considering this m2 and this is considered as m1, and this m1 is equal to, that means it is depending upon the relative stiffness of the member. So the distribution of the moment depends upon the relative stiffness of the members. So just you will understand this, what is meant by relative stiffness. Relative stiffness is nothing but moment of inertia I by L. So that is relative stiffness is nothing but I by L. So the moment is, it is not simply distributed as half. So the moment it will be distributed as m into the relative stiffness of the material by summation of the relative stiffness at the joint. So this you can consider it as K1 plus K2. This is nothing but summation of the relative stiffness at the joint. So you can simply write down this one as m into K1 by sigma K. So sigma K is nothing but summation of the relative stiffness at the particular joint. You will get this one, don't get confused. So you will understand this concept when we are going to solve the problem. Now write down. Yes, any doubt from your side? Yes. Now coming to the next, I think you have written till now. Now we will write down the above equations illustrate that if a moment m is applied to any joint in a structure, that moment will be distributed to other members meeting at the joint based on relative stiffness. So next one is, consider a joint where 4 members are meeting. That means 4 members are meeting. Till now what you have done is you have considered only a continuous beam which at the joint only 2 members are meeting. That means at joint C, CA is there, CB is there. Now I am considering a B, that means a joint in such a way that this is a joint. So here one member is going and the far end is fixed. Here another member is there. This is also fixed. This is another member is there. This is also fixed. Remember, far end is fixed. The concept is when the far end is fixed, now a moment is applied here. Now this is O. This is written as A. This is B, C, D. And each one they are having their E is the same. Young's modulus is the same, but moment of inertia is different. Lengths are different. L4. Now in this, you know that the relative stiffness is nothing but this is K1. Here the relative stiffness is K2. The relative stiffness is K3. The relative stiffness is K4. So K1 is equal to I1 by L1. K2 is equal to I2 by L2. K3 is equal to I3 by L3. K4 is equal to I4 by L4. Now we know that just when the moments are being distributed, so when the moments are to be distributed for this one, this will be considered as M1, this will be considered as M2, this is to be considered as M3, this is to be considered as M4. I think this is not clear. The color might not be clear. Okay, we'll change the color. So this is M1. So according to that derivation, whatever we have done for the theorem, M1 is equal to what we have done? Moment into the relative stiffness of the member to the summation of the relative stiffness at the joint. So just remember, distributed moment corresponding to the span M1 is equal to moment applied at the joint multiplied with the relative stiffness of the span, corresponding span, by summation of the relative stiffness at the joint. Here you are having only not only two, here you are having 4 members, they are meeting. So the relative stiffness of the 4 members you need to consider, and this will be written as M into K1 by sigma K, summation of the relative stiffness at the joint, that is M1. So whereas similarly for another joint M2, if I am writing, so it will be written as moment applied at the joint multiplied with relative stiffness of the member by, I am writing for OB. So that is M2 is nothing but this is for OB. I am writing this is for OA. This is for OA. So when I am writing, so this will be K1, K2, K3 and K4, where all these are nothing but relative stiffnesses. So this will be M into K2 by sigma K, that is M2 value. Similarly, OC is equal to M3 is equal to M into K3 by sigma K. OD is equal to, this is D, OD is equal to M4 into K4 by sigma K. Sigma K. So these are the relative stiffnesses of the material. And this is how the moment when at a joint is acting, and this will be distributed like this. And you know, when a moment M1 is acting at this, according to the first theorem, for the far end when it is fixed, what is the moment applied? Here half of the moment will only be carried over. So that is when you are applying this M1, half of the moment will be distributed to the far end. So that is M1 by 2 at this end. So due to this moment joint, when the moment is distributed as M1, and this M1 will be distributed, half of that one will be distributed to the far end. We will discuss every theorem we will use in the problem. Don't get worried. Sir, not M4.
Sir, OD is equal to MK4 by sigma K, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Sorry, this is actually okay. Yes, good correction you have done. So this regarding OD. Wait a second. Yes. Regarding OD, please make it a correction. So this is OD is equal to, that is regarding OD we are writing, that is M4 is equal to M into K4 by sigma K. Yes.